Hi, guys. Welcome, everybody, to episode 7 of Beyond the Purple Door. I'm the Wellness Witch, Nicole Castillo. And before you do anything, if you haven't yet, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Wake Up with Giants TV. You can also find us in a Tribe of Giants and Wake Up with Giants TV Facebook page. I am joined in studio today by Brandy Tafoya. And I'm really excited to have her on today. She is a nurse practitioner, and she's also the owner of Brandy Marie Family Aesthetic. And
all right, everyone, I'm Brandy Tafoya. I'm a nurse practitioner. I hold my master's degree as a family nurse practitioner, and I'm board certified. I'm currently still in school pursuing my doctorate's degree. So I will hold the title doctor in June. I'm very excited. Thank you. The reason I was wanting to get my doctorate's degree is because I suffer from a couple autoimmune diseases, and there's a medication I would like to see passed for autoimmune sufferers such as myself to help us with our energy. It's a lot of work when your body's attacking itself all the time. So the medications that are available for us are medications that have a lot of side effects or high potential for abuse or addiction. So that's why I'm getting my doctorate. My doctoral thesis is in weight loss. It has to do with patient-centered right care to achieve weight loss and weight maintenance through the use of behavioral modification. So it's a little bit of a different approach. At Brandy Marie Family and Aesthetic Care, we offer family practice from newborns all the way to 100 plus. I also provide physicals for males and females. We do joint injections. We provide off-label joint injections with the use of plasma-rich fibrin. It's way neat. We also provide acute care such as like sickness. We've been treating a lot of COVID patients because we're a private clinic, so we're able to treat those COVID patients. I'm big on the mixture of Western medicine and Eastern medicine coming together for that holistic approach. I definitely think Western medicine has a place, but so does Eastern medicine. But really, when it comes down to it, it's what your patient's willing to do. We also provide aesthetic care, so we can all kind of grow old gracefully. But I realize that if you don't take care of like whatever mental health or ailments that are occurring, that whole body care that I've coined for my clinic and the idea behind my clinic is not achievable with no matter how much aesthetic procedures you do, even if it is like plastic surgery. So aesthetic procedures is things such as neuromodulators, so Botox. We do fillers for different things to augment, as like your lips, these nasal labial folds as we age. We can also augment cheeks. We try to teach people why their face is starting to change, so they understand why they need to augment or adjust or fill the areas of their face they need to. We do polydioxone threads, or PDO threads is the other word. This is actually something that's been around for a very long time, especially over like in Korea. Polydioxone, we've used these sutures for a long time in cardiology and osteosurgeries, such as knees and different joints. So the Koreans have perfected it, and they've made these sutures that actually go inside the skin and will lift your face. And the ones I really like to use stand for minimally invasive non-surgical threads. A threading is it lasts longer than a filler, and FDA approved for a year, 2 years for results. But we've seen results in some people for quite a bit longer. We also provide, it's Kybella, or lipodissolve is the name. It's where you can inject it into different areas of the fat and help dissolve the actual fat that is there. So it's an injectable. We also do sclerotherapy for those unwanted varicose veins and spider veins. We also provide microneedling. Microneedling is a great way to help refirm your skin, give a better appearance to the skin texture, and stabilize the site of the pores. You can also incorporate this with the plasma-rich fibrin that comes from your own body. And the Kardashians kind of made it popular by coining it as a vampire facial. Plasma-rich fibrin is amazing. You can inject it all over the body. We use it for hair restoration. I do hair restoration here with it. Provide the family practice piece. We're able to kind of look at the disease piece as to why the hair is being lost and determine why and treat it with medication as well as the plasma-rich fibrin and a diet approach. So we do a lot of things here. Blessed with having all nurses work for me. I have a CNA that works for me as well. You know, once a nurse, always a nurse. I've been in this field for 28 years and I love that I have nurses. I have 2 EMTs. One is my husband, poor guy. He works as a firefighter and then here at the clinic. And then we also have another EMT from Weber County that works with us as well. We've just really been blessed with growth. And then I also have an esthetician and a permanent makeup artist to round out that whole body care piece. So that's what we provide here at Brandy Marie Family and Aesthetic Care.
Oh my gosh, that's so much. That's like so much is like perfect. Why would you need to go anywhere else?
One-stop shopping. Whole
Yeah,
body.
it is. Yeah, and it's like the comfort of knowing, like I've had an augmentation done, you know, and the comfort of having just one person to go to and not going to many people, and them intimately understanding the health challenges that that the patient faces, right? With having an autoimmune disorder, like me with Lyme disease.
Right.
I love that you have such a variety. What I know you said that your autoimmune system was huge with creating this business, and giving back in such a huge way with the service that you're providing to your patients. Has everyone in your circle been supportive of this business?
Yeah, in fact, my husband has been so integral. Like when I started to get sick and I was in my master's degree program, he switched his reserve unit so he could be home with me and not deploy over to the Middle East. I was so grateful and blessed that he was able to make that switch to a reserve program and finish out his 20 years, because he's coming up on his 20th year in the military, in the Air Force as a firefighter. Is still a civilian Air Force firefighter as well for Hill Air Force Base. But it's great. I mean, so like from that to my kids just really sacrificing time with their mom to allow me to be in school and launch this business. My son came and he was my first, receptionist. And then my daughter will come in and help me. And my bonus babies will come. And they'll give me a hand in the clinic as well. And they've all been just so amazing. I can't ask for a better crew. In fact, I have a great relationship with my bonus baby's mom and her husband, and they've been really great as well. And so the fire department's been amazing. The military's been amazing. Our personal, close little knit friends have been amazing. And they've all entrusted me with their care and supporting me by word of mouth referrals. And it's just meant the world to me. I can't even say thank you enough to them.
Oh, I've loved following you on social media. If you guys don't follow Brandy on Facebook, or if you don't follow her, the Brandy Marie Family Aesthetic Care on Facebook, go follow them. I love seeing your pictures, your video, your ribbon cutting. I've been stalking your page for a while, just kind of curious of what it is that you do. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity to learn more about it, and that you've made this a family-based business. I think that the way that you show up, it definitely impacts the people around you, the tribe that you have around you. They want to be there to support you because just your commitment to the health and wellness of our community.
Right. And thank you for having me on and thinking of me when you were establishing your podcast. I just think that's so cool. You know, Nicole and I went to school together, high school.
And
we're just 5 years out. That's about it. But, you know, after all this time.
You look that way. Like
Yeah.
you look amazing. You have like the beautiful skin. Like it just shows up with how you take care of yourself. You just look so young, and all of the things that you're doing. I don't think anyone who didn't know your struggle with your autoimmune disorder, like they would never know just from looking at you, and how you are constantly bettering yourself.
Right. And that's actually why I chose a lot of the modalities I chose for my personal business, was as I wanted to try to figure out how to help myself, because if I knew how to help myself, I could help others struggling from the same or similar issues. And it's really been fruitful for me to have that empathy for my patients and recognition and maybe different treatment options that I've discovered for myself through different providers that I've been able to go to and enjoy their care and learn from them.
Yeah, it's like the wounded healer. It's like once you find out, what's going on with yourself. I had that experience with my Lyme disease. Like once I realized what I had and how to navigate it,
Yeah.
people were reaching out to me for support with how to support them with getting through it, and just being able to say like, yes, I am in the gym. Yes, I am walking upstairs. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I do have energy, right? I love that
Right.
energy piece is so huge. I think the majority of the reason why people go seek medical care is because of lack of energy.
Yeah. Fatigue's a huge one. It
Mhm.
really is. I see a lot of fatigue patients. So, and it's for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, and I love that you guys really like dial it in holistically to find out. It was really comforting to me to have someone on my medical team when I was being diagnosed she was from Thailand. It was a doctor from Thailand, and I loved that I could tell her like, please look at me holistically from Eastern medicine instead of the Western medicine. And I think that the fact you have both of them together, it's like the perfect balance, just to create that experience of small family practice. So you're feeling like you're heard and you're seen by your provider, and them guiding you from infant to 100 and making sure that you are aging gracefully. That's just, it's something that I definitely wish I would have known about when I have a 20-year old. It's like I wish I would have known about this 20 years ago, right?
Right. Ditto.
Yeah, this.
And I think the thing is when you don't have kind of all those components checked and you're not feeling right or balanced, you can't have that balanced lifestyle. You have to figure out, you have to really get those whys answered. And then you have to take that and decide, can I apply these whys to my lifestyle?
I
Am I
love
really?
Yeah, adding the whys, finding out what your whys are. Yeah, I love that
Right?
so much. So, who is your ideal client? Who would you describe as an ideal client?
Just anybody like you or me, somebody that is seeking answers that maybe haven't been answered yet, seeking a correct diagnosis, utilizing the tools that people before us have developed for us to help with diagnostics. Not just always doing the blood work or sending them for that x-ray or that CAT scan or that MRI, using the assessment tools that us as nurses, and then we perfect in nurse practitioner school to be able to diagnose without sending them out for all of these external tests. Keeping that holistic approach about that hands-on. I love patients such as you and I that come in with maybe an undiagnosed or diagnosed autoimmune disease, but don't have a family practice provider because they don't feel heard. But they come to me because they heard about me doing Botox or threading or something, and then I bring them on for family, and then we can keep that whole body care intact within our clinic.
Yeah, I love
And guys or girls, I don't care. And even if you identify as a different sex, I just always am like, what were you born as? And I will respect whatever you identify as. And that's part of it. I love everybody. I don't see people as color, or I just love them all.
Yeah.
Like I really think about like race or color, ethnicity is what disease should I check for additionally? Really, it's just to get my brain thinking about what things has their DNA carried with them.
Oh
Really.
yeah. Yeah.
And I
That
and
comes from family
like
history as
more
well. Like,
with girl parts or boy parts. That's it. Like whatever you identify as, I'll respect. It's just that's the need to know.
yeah, I love that. I was going to ask you, so do you guys offer with holistically, do you guys work with like emotional, mental well-being at your clinic?
Yes, I guess I didn't mention that. So I'd say probably 75% of all my family practice patients have a mental health piece. I truly believe that everybody holds some sort of mental illness or dis-ease. So when you say disease, it really is Latin for dis-ease. So it's dis-ease of the body, and your brain is an organ. And because we're so smart, we've dismissed it for so long as being weak, or we were raised by parents, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, you've got this, or don't cry or I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
Well, I really changed the mindset that your brain, because of your DNA, it's at dis-ease. So let's see if we can use some modern medicine with some holistic medicine, such as counseling, to help bring that balance back and not have dis-ease of the brain. But we also do hormone therapy as well, because hormones play a huge part in how your mental health is as well.
Oh my gosh. So my friend Melissa Ross, she usually watches the show. She was asking Dr. Sham on my January 7th show about hormones. So I may have to direct her over to you. She was asking about the hormone piece.
And we take a ton of insurances. And if the insurance will pay for it, I always go that route. I do my own billing. So I scrub everything that comes past for billing before anything's sent out, because I think medicine should be different. I feel very blessed with where I'm at, and I don't want to see my patients be because of their doctor's visits. So, I try to really take a look at every single bill that comes past my desk as well. I don't let anything be without my approval.
Yeah, well, financial, like you're touching on so much, like financial health as well. And I
Yeah.
love that you refer to mental health as like medicine. Like you would go to a doctor for physical ailments. It makes sense that you would go to a doctor for medicine for mental. And so I think putting it down as a medicine for your mind, like just a really beautiful piece, because that does make a huge impact on your health and wellness.
It does. And, I've had my own journey with my own mental health, and how good it is to have found a provider, because, of course, I can't treat myself. It's a misnomer. People can. And so I have my own provider that I felt listened and treated me. And I feel so good and so balanced with everything that I really just want everybody to experience this if they're open to it.
Oh yeah. Well, and it definitely shows in like you're like a big ball of light, just the way that you show up. And not just on like, I know that we talk on Facebook, but in real life interactions with being able to call you and talk to you on the phone. We were both pig mommies for a minute. I no longer have my piggy, but he was my dream. Like it was always on my vision board to have the piggy, but it's like I was going through some stuff and you were just so great with supporting me that way. Like
Yeah.
the way that you show up.
Yeah. Right. And it's, why would I be mad at you? You need to do what's best for you. And then of course we have that other little thing that's breathing that we both love. And, we have to take care of both of them. And so it works out, and he's happy, and, and I still have grown.
And you just were so great with navigating me through that, the mental health piece of it. So just the way that you show up is
Thank you.
Health. You shine on the inside and the outside. We have a show on Saturdays at 11 with Natalie Rose Smith, and it's Shine All the Time with Natalie Rose Smith. And I definitely feel like you exude that shine all the time energy. So I'm sure she will see this show and absolutely love you. She'll probably be like, come over to my show.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I've never done a podcast before. In fact, I had to ask Nicole, just telling your viewers, like, what does this mean? Because I've been in school so much that I haven't really discovered the podcast world.
Yeah. Well, and this is something new that we just launched, and it's great because Natalie does hair. So she's in the fashion and beauty industry. And I was part of my show. I want people to be able to get the support to be healthy in their their fitness. But I think a lot of people see me and just think like the gym or nutrition, right? And I think this is like a whole nother side that I wanted to learn about as I age. I'm going to be 42. Oh no, I will be 42 when this show airs on Valentine's Day. So my birthday is this month. And so this is just something that's really interested me. Do you guys have a nutrition piece? I feel like you guys have so much. Do you guys offer nutrition, like counseling or?
Your thesis is so in a nutshell, we're raised by our parents. We're taught to eat certain things. Certain things bring comfort to us, whether because of our culture or because of just the nature and nurture of who raised us. Both, it can be one, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the problem is society has gotten to a behavior of quick and easy as well. Mm-hmm. Foods have changed so much. And so really what my thesis is on majorly is making a behavioral change regarding the foods that you put into your body. And I do a ton of teaching. That first visit when you come in for weight loss, it takes an hour.
Wow.
I spend an hour with the patient. And then, of course, it takes 3 weeks to 3 months to make a change or a new habit, right? So I hold them accountable by having them come back to me each month and letting them know that they have the access to text me. So I did not do a traditional phone system for our clinic. I have cell phones that stay here in the clinic, so our patients text us. And so they can ask questions about the nutrition or ingredients in food. And so that way they still have that support from me even in between their visits.
I love that. So that's what I do. I'm a habit change empowerment coach around food. So it does, I have clients I work very slowly with, swapping 2 or 3 things out in your kitchen, you know, a week or a month so that it's not overwhelming. So I love that you said like, it's going to take, and I love that it's you saying it because you have the credentials to be able to say like, guess what? It's going to take 3 weeks to 3 months before you see like the habit change. But that is what leads to long lasting lifestyle change. 98% of people who lose weight end up gaining it back because they go for the quick and easy and they don't change their habits. So what you're talking about is like hitting me right here. Because this is like
they have to want to make the change. So part of my thesis is doing a tool. I've created a tool to determine whether or not they're ready for change. And so if they're ready for the change, then we'll proceed with the weight loss and lifestyle change portion.
I love this.
So it's been launched my thesis on Monday. It's been going well. Every 2 days I collect data. So tonight after this is my data collection time. So I know what's going well, what's not going well, what I might need to change. And so already been a couple things, and it's pretty interesting because, you know, type A women like myself, you know, we try to control it as closely as we can just because that's part of who we are. But again, this is my thesis. This is like my new baby right now because I want to publish it. I want to take this to other clinics. I want to make a change on a bigger level than just my clinic. I want to force our food industry to provide us better food choices.
Oh, this is speaking to my heart. This is like the mission. Yeah, this is the mission that I have been on since I was in nursing school, which I never graduated. Babies happened, but I was in nursing school and learning about nutrition and like body image and self, like, and so how important it is. And then also to see a nurse actually take on what she has learned, because my experience with some nurses that I know is that they know this, but they don't implement it into their own lives. And so it's really inspiring to see that you are not just walking the walk, but talking the talk. And then the global, I mean, we say community impact, but the mission of A League of Giants, A Tribe of Giants, my podcast, Beyond the Purple Door, is to globally impact 100 million giants with living into the happiest, healthiest versions of themselves. And here in the States, we were sharing, I was sharing with Brandy before the show when my friends from Ireland came over, we were talking about Lyme disease. And I got Lyme disease in Boston for St. Patrick's Day, like 14 years ago. It's been a long time. But my friends from Ireland, when they came over, they got sick from the food. They could hardly and I have a friend he's from Utah, but he moved to Amsterdam. And every time he comes here, he has to give himself 2 or 3 weeks to adjust to the food because it's awful. And you've also talked about South Korea. I love South Korea. The food there is amazing, the lifestyle, and they have perfected skincare. They have perfected like cosmetic surgery on your face. Like it's just a huge part of their lifestyle is their food. The first time I ate a strawberry, I wanted to cry. It just tasted so good. It was almost like it was dipped in sugar. I was like, I've never tasted strawberry before. Like this is what strawberry tastes like, because like the farm where they grew it was right behind my apartment complex, and I would watch them go out by hand. I mean, just these little farms, and then they would sell stuff on the corner market.
Yeah.
And one of the things here that I love is like in my area, and I think in your area too, there's some family farms, and being able to go, like the closer you can eat to Farmer Jane's farm, like the healthier it's going to be, right? Returning kind of to our sacred Mother Earth for whole food, nutrient dense.
Right.
Yeah, nutrient dense.
I believe that stuff from the grocery store, organic or not, I think can be prepared in such a way that it's still nutritious. I believe washing and preparing is a big part of it.
Yeah.
But, and there's evidence to support both sides of my statement. And so I just stand kind of in the middle about, if you clean it and prepare it correctly, it's still nutrition, the nutrition's not lost.
Yeah. What would be some suggestions? Just taking like vegetables, for example, what would be some suggestions to ensure that they maintain their nutritional value?
First of all, to eat them. That's a big problem. People buy a lot of things they eat.
Yeah.
So, milk.
Go back to your refrigerator to die. And then you throw them away.
What people do, like meal prep all these meals for the week, and they eat the same thing every day. I'm talking about like truly taking stock on what food is in your home, understanding the ingredients in your food. And if you don't know an ingredient, I know for damn sure nobody would put that in their vehicle, so they shouldn't put it in this vehicle. So if they don't know what an ingredient is, they shouldn't eat it. But they need to really take stock on what they have in the home and commit themselves to preparing a meal. That's where we've lost a lot.
Yeah.
Really, understanding the ingredients. So if it is canned, if it has citric acid, understand that's vitamin C. It's okay. Our body knows what vitamin C is. It's okay in canned products. It's there to keep it fresh and to keep the foam down, so it can be canned. So understanding why, but really just preparing them and eating those vegetables and fruit is really the first step.
Oh my gosh, I'm just seeing Nate Diaz. I'm a huge MMA fan, and he is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna laugh. But he's like shadow boxing, and then like at the camera, and he's like, eat your vegetables. I'm like, yes, and eat Nate Diaz. I will eat my vegetables. Because he's a vegan. Nate Diaz is a vegan, and it's kind of inspiring to see the things that he's accomplished with a plant-based whole food diet. He beat Conor McGregor after 3 weeks of prep time.
Yeah,
as a vegan man.
Yeah, I have a couple of my kids that don't like meat, and I tell them that's okay, and I teach them the things that they should eat, maintain the protein levels and maintain their vitamins and things that come from meat, and it's okay. Like, I really believe in personal choice, no matter what it is, whether it's from super controversial topic of COVID and the vaccine to should you be a vegan or a vegetarian or not eat meat? I think it's all personal choice.
I love that. But I'm the same way.
Body, right? Like,
yeah.
Understand why. Like, make that choice for yourself. And understand why. And it should be supported by anybody that loves you. And that's what in our clinic. We support our family, which is our patients and my employees, because if your family's not supportive, they will never flourish.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it was Clint McGinnis. He came on Wake Up Giants TV, but he was talking about how you're the equivalent of the 5 people that you hang out with the most, and that usually the most unhealthy person in the group, most people will go down to that level instead of rising above. So having your family enrolled for that support is definitely a huge piece of ensuring that you are successful.
And family visits for that reason, because then it's buy-in from the family to have that support.
I love this so much.
The family.
Yeah. Enroll your family support.
Yes.
I work with clients, and they sometimes have family members who start to feel left behind or abandoned when a family member starts to get healthy.
Right.
Yeah. It's so enrolling the family with you, taking them with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge to have that spouse, especially like when you're an adult our age and you have a spouse, getting, or that life partner or whatever you want to call them. I think spouse is pretty general because you can take it any which way you want. But having that spouse participate on the same mindset, why, for your health, it's huge.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, I know you have an amazing husband. You guys have like the storybook romance every time. Oh my gosh, they're so hot together. Like you guys are just like,
I love.
You can tell that you guys support each other in that way. And I know how hard that is to do as a military wife. Like I know that's not easy, and not a lot of people can do that. So I love that you have his support there. I was also going to say, if you're not a meal prepper, I have a friend who owns Fit Freak Meals. She runs out of Harriman. I want to say they have a kitchen, and they will prepackage, like they will figure out what your macros are, what your goals are, and they will create food so you can order. And when I had surgery I had bladder surgery. I like to lift a lot of weights. And so I had bladder surgery, and I didn't want, my husband didn't want me cooking because I had to go home with like the bag that was like attached to me. And he didn't want me up doing too much stuff. I had to wait weeks before I could lift weights again. But he got me a week of meals from Fit Freaks. And I think that just by changing my nutrition, and I couldn't exercise, I was able to release 7 pounds of weight. Like I was able to release 7 pounds by having my meals pre-made for me. So it kind of takes the excuse out of it. If you're a person who's like, I don't cook, no problem. Just let me know, and I will send you over to my friend Melissa and Dave. Right?
The hurdle I'm finding is that they're so busy. Everybody's so busy. They're unwilling to slow down to make this lifestyle commitment for themselves. And if they truly will, like, customize it the way that, I've kind of figured out the way to eat. I don't do macros and micros. I don't do portion control. I don't do measuring. I believe in really why does it cause weight gain? Why does this food cause me to feel great? Why? And so they're really willing to do that. I love that, because I've been trying to figure out, like, how can I host like a meal prepping course? As your skin, again, part of that aging gracefully, your skin is dependent on what you put into your body. Your processes, the way you feel, your energy, your sleep, bowel movements, your urine output, all that is from the food you put into your body.
Oh yeah. I do a 21-day cleanse with clients, and after a week of just eating fresh organic food, nothing out of a package, my skin is like, it's like reverse aging.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's full of antioxidants and vitamins that your body, because our bodies only absorb 20 to 40% of what we digest. So you're taking, people are saying, I'm taking a couple thousand milligrams of vitamin C every day. Well, that's great. Only 20 to 40% of that's being absorbed. But most of them all have sugar in them. So your body is storing little pieces of fat every time you take that vitamin. So it's really interesting. I was size 16 and I knew I had to do something because I wasn't willing to shop in the bigger girl stores because I didn't want to. Nothing against anybody of any size. It was my own personal journey. So what I've written for my thesis is something that I've practiced for the last 5 years now and have kept the weight off. And I'm now a size 4'6", which is what I was in high school. So I back down and I never starved myself. And I never had out all the time. I mean, like it was really life-changing because I was so busy with school and working and raising kids. So it was really miraculous for me. And I haven't lost muscle volume by doing this.
Yeah. Well, and people don't understand with muscle, like you've got to eat. Gaining muscle is freaking hard. Like it's fucking hard. You have to eat and lifting heavy and then also making sure that you are eating. It's part of it.
It is. And that's why I tell people that are not successful, like at first, tell me, I say, well, how much are you eating? And they'll tell me, oh, like once a day. And I'm like, you're not eating enough. You're starving your body. So,
yeah. I
and
think
it's really interesting when they start to realize that feeding your body every time it tells you it's hungry, but then having that mind gut connection with food and understanding you're full and it's okay. Because also we were taught, finish what's on your plate. Use a smaller plate, first of all. Secondly, it's okay to put that food back in the fridge. And in a couple hours when you're hungry again, eat it again. It's okay.
Yeah, I love this. Well, it's such a mindset shift, especially for me, because I was raised that way. Like you finish what's on your plate. And then my daughter will just go throw food away. And I have to check myself because I'm like, oh, she's throwing it away. Like scarcity mindset. Like my grandparents were born during the Great Depression. Like they've kind of given us those like generational like scarcity mindset that we don't really need anymore, that doesn't serve us. And so being able to have my daughter throw food away, I'm like, okay, this is abundance mindset. Like scarcity does not exist here. She can go throw food away and it's no problem. Yeah.
Or on a same mindset, really teaching portion control. Like try not to take so much. You can't seem to finish it or put it away later because kids are always hungry 2 hours later.
I know. Well, I'm a girl to put stuff in the fridge. I'm like, I have my containers and then I go put the container back in the fridge. And that's something that I'm working on with her habits.
Right.
It's
a healthy mindset, especially like I remember when my daughter was little, she'd always ask me how much something cost. And, I put it in the mindset of what she could grasp. And so I would do it in baby dolls.
Cute.
And so, like with your daughter, I can't remember how old your daughter is, but, like nowadays, like, you just wasted a quarter tank of gas in the don't take so much. And then we'll have more leftovers and we can enjoy this all again later.
Yeah, I love that.
So,
try that on.
that they can grasp because all my kids drive except for one, and gas with it rising, they totally are getting it now.
Yeah, I love that suggestion. So I also love too how you talk about emotions and eating. So when you're eating something, figuring out what the emotion is behind it and what that food means to you. So if you have a connection to I don't know what it would be to me, maybe like mashed potatoes or ice cream, something that's comforting, but then the emotions behind it, and then checking in and asking like, do I really need a bowl of ice cream smothered in melted peanut butter right now? Or do I need to like go ask my husband to snuggle me because I'm having these emotions of needing to be comforted, right? Is that
right? Yeah. Eating because you're bored or because you're having a hard time. You're right. I mean, you really need to check yourself, but you really are hungry. And people that carry more fat produce more ghrelin and leptin. And so because it's stored in fat, and they tell your brain you're still hungry. And so that's something that I also teach and I'll assist the patient with until they can start to realize they eat more frequently throughout the day, the foods that their body understands, they're going to have less of that satiety like type filling because the ghrelin and leptin are going to go down as they start to lose the weight. And it's really quite a fascinating connection. And that's why mental health is so huge too, because if you're not mentally okay here, how are you going to make a behavioral change?
Yeah. And I love that, eat food that your body understands. Can you talk a little bit about that? I love that concept. Like
Yeah.
it's like that, like hits a bell in your head of like, oh, my body just doesn't understand or this food.
And I hate to say this because even though I have a pig, I still love pork products. So I hate to say this, but and so it's nothing personal against pork products or anything, but when we cure meats like bacon and ham, it changes the protein component to a carcinogen. And anytime our body doesn't recognize a carcinogen or something that some people that has been manufactured and we don't even know what the hell it is, and we've Googled it and we can't pronounce it and we don't really know why it's in our food, our body either.
Oh
And
my
so
God, I love this.
if you can think about food as simply as it should be, like salt should be salt. It shouldn't be iodized. There should be no iodine in our salt. It should just be salt. You know, an herb
All the gems. Keep giving it to me.
number or green number 3 or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm making that up, but you know, it shouldn't have additional stuff in it. It should just be the herb because you can dry and store herbs for so long without them expiring. So it's just a different mindset. Like stevia, for instance, I grow it, I'll dry it, and I process it into the sugar sweetener. Why are we as Americans or, you know, as individuals so set on sugar looking white that they have to bleach it? Why can't it be green?
Oh, I love that.
So, I mean, it's just, and it tastes exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I grind it down and I use it all the time. So it's just a different mindset. But so anyway, so like cooking nuts changes their component into a carcinogen. Our body doesn't understand carcinogens, which is like a cancer causing type property. And cured meats and boiled, roasted, toasted nuts have been shown to cause stomach cancer. Cancer is a carcinogen. So why are we putting carcinogens into our body? So, and people are like, well, you're putting Botox in people's bodies. Well, we have botulism in our body already. And I the botulism that doesn't have protein in it because I want bodies to build immunobody or autoantibodies against it. One good thing from COVID. I don't have to explain that anymore. I love it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, and even my fillers and my threads, I try to choose things that are as close and natural to what our body recognizes as possible.
I love that. Well, and that's where I have had friends. Okay, the majority of my friends do Botox, and I've had people that are like, Nicole, you need to filter your face, or you need to go get filler in your face. And I'm like, okay, like I don't even. They're like, you should have started 10 years ago. But from what I was told from a close friend who does it, is that because of how fast my metabolism is with my body, that Botox, as expensive as it is not going to last as long for my body type. So that's why when you started talking about the threads and like the Korean, I lived in Korea for 2 years, so I know how amazing their technology is and their medicine is. But that's when the threads, I was like, okay, maybe I don't do Botox because my body would metabolize it too quickly, but the threads might be an option.
Right. And you can always do so. Botox is called a neuromodulator. So, what it does is it turns off the end of the nerve from releasing acetylcholine to make a muscle contract. It was developed for cerebral palsy patients for them to not have muscle twitch, so it would relax the muscle. And we discovered it worked on the face. So, what it does is it just turns off the neuromodulator from contracting a muscle. So, you can use threads with Botox. You can use it with filler and it helps extend the life. So, I mean, and that's kind of the piece where I kind of love it. I don't know. I love learning new things about all these modalities because it makes me realize, okay, did you know Botox can be used in trigger points?
No, that
I
is
mean,
so exciting.
think about it that way. I mean, a trigger point, what is it? A tense bundle of muscle fibers. So
Oh
what
my
is
gosh.
turns off the neuromodulator to fire the muscle. So no longer are you going to build this tense fiber that's a knot. It's going to start to relax it, and then the knot will go away. It turns off.
My husband too. We need a family visit.
Right. It turns it off for your sweat glands. We can do it for hyperhidrosis, excessive sweating, sweat hands. We can turn off the neuromodulators that cause the sweat in the hands. We can turn off the neuromodulator response that causes a lot of acne by hyperdiluting toxins. So it's more than just that vanity piece.
Yeah.
It's understanding, okay, this can do this. And filler, some people have those scars on their face from when they were a kid and super active, and they've always hated that scar. Filler and threads are a beautiful marriage to help correct it and correct it for quite a while, and not maybe have the downtime that a facelift might provide or corrective surgery that way.
Oh, this is so exciting. Well, my son, when he was 3, was bit by a dog on his face. And I just remember the scars as a mom, like my perfect baby's face. And my husband's like, it's fine. He's a boy. It will make him look tougher, right? But I visualized like the technology evolving and medicine evolving to get to the point where he would be able to go in one day if it was bothering him and be able to do something non-invasive. And it's like, this is an option, and that's something that he may love, but if he doesn't, like, it's a scar. So it's pretty cool that that's a possibility now.
Right. And it's instant. The threads are instant, and they just get better with time. So, which is really great. They dissolve over the 6 months that they're placed. So once they're placed, they start to dissolve. Your body breaks them down, and it forces your body to rebuild collagen and elastin, which have stopped being built by yourself since you were 5 years of age. So, and it's really great, to provide that structure again. And then at 40, 41, 42, the large fat pads in our face, they start to go all away. Like they've almost completely dissolved. And so our smaller fat pads of the face, like under the eyes, they slip down. And that's why we start to jowl and get the nasal labial folds, and our frown turns upside down. So we can do things like with the neuromodulators, like turn the frown right side up again. We can drop a gummy smile.
Yeah, I love this. I can look as young on the outside as I feel on the inside, right?
Yeah, I think that's been like a crazy journey for me, Nicole, because some days, because I'm so well managed now with my autoimmune diseases, I don't quite feel my age, even though I remember my parents being this age and thinking this is pretty old. Now that I'm this age, I don't think it's pretty old, but I would like my inside feeling to reflect on the outside.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm glad that I.
Yeah, I'm one of those girls that's like, if you want to do it, honey, do it. And don't worry about people judging you. Like, it doesn't matter what other people think. If you want to get it, awesome. If you don't, awesome. Like, you can love your wrinkles and rock your wrinkles.
Right.
And I will love your wrinkles. And if you want to go get threads or Botox, go for it. Like, the girls that do it, I'm like, hell yeah. Like, I think it's really amazing that they do it and that they take so much pride in how they look and aging gracefully.
Right.
Why not?
And and there's no right and wrong. People, my biggest thing with aesthetic procedures is I don't want to look fake. Aesthetics of back in the day when they were started in Miami and Miami Beach and down there, that's a sign of money for these women. They wanted people to recognize, hey, I got lip filler, I have filler, I have fake breasts, I have filler in my butt, or I have butt lift, whatever it is. But we've kind of come back to this place of a more natural appearance, and that's something I really pride myself on. I really try to they're already beautiful, so let's just enhance their beauty.
Yeah,
their beauty. I just want to enhance it. I always tell them it's like their little cherry on top, because they're already a perfect piece of cake. We're just gonna put cherry on top, and I seem to really like it. I love it. And I honor my work. So I always have them follow back up with me. And if something's not looking right, I always fix it for free for them. Because again, that's my artwork being worn on them, and love the results as well.
I love that. Well, I'd love to hear a little bit about what you guys do. I know we're getting to the end of our show, but I'd love to hear what you guys do, like community projects. Are there any community projects that you guys do or events that you guys do in your area?
So we do go to Crazy Beautiful Salon. It's in Bountiful once a month. My girlfriend and her brother own this salon job, and they host us. And we usually just go there for aesthetic procedures, but I've told them if they ever wanted to do like a weight loss course or something, where I'm happy to do that. It's been a really great experience to kind of branch out into Southern Davis County for us, as I am located just west of Hill Air Force Base. Great. I used to go into my girlfriend's salon up in Ogden. I've just been so blessed with abundance of beautiful patient family that I've gained that I haven't been able to go there as much. And then poor thing got sick and just haven't reconnected. But so we do that. My husband, he sits on a couple charities, and it's because of his best friend, Corey. So I got to give a shout out to Corey. And Corey is an amazing guy from back east, and he owns his own hockey shop up in Ogden, and he's killing it. He's doing amazing because he's authentic as well. And giving back piece for the charities has been amazing. So Guns N' Hoses is coming up this Saturday. Yeoman has teamed up with me. That's the neuromodulator or Botox I like to use. And we're a 2 1-year supply of, Botox to these women or men.
Oh my gosh.
A fallen fire and a fallen police officer widow, whether male or female, I don't care. He kind of put it all together because we haven't had time to sit on the board as much because of our business growth. So we do that. So we'll be at Guns N' Hoses this coming Saturday. My husband does play on the clock game, and Corey, who I gave a shout out to, Corey Lingelbach, he plays on the 3 o'clock game. And then, with this charity event, you guys stay for the Grizzlies game that night as well when you buy the tickets to these charity, and we get a percentage and we give it back to our communities. I'm trying to push for is to try to do some sort of scholarship.
Oh my gosh, how exciting.
Fire, police family, for the officer, for the whatever, have them apply and then choose a few families to give some of the money to.
Wow.
So we do some things. We'll do Botox parties and stuff, which is really fun because you get to know your patients and see where they live and their family and their pets, and it's just fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've been invited to Botox parties. I've never been. I think I just have thought I'm not a good candidate. So I was just like, why am I going to waste my time and money? But a Botox party sounds like fun the way that Brandy does it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we do discount the Botox a little bit. And we do invite you to come out and follow up. We're willing to come out there to where you live as well. We do come out. My nurse's daughter lives out in, why can't I think of the name of it now? That cute new city that's out there on the west side. I think that's where you live.
I live in Harriman. Is it Eagle Mountain?
No, not Eagle Mountain, but just right before, like Riverton and Harriman and all that. Anyways, but we'll go out there and do talks, parties and stuff and filler, and it's just fun. It's fun to watch somebody just hate maybe these lines around their mouth, and then you put some filler there and it's just instant results and they're crying.
Yeah.
Oh, happy. Or it's the best. It's been so much fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm extremely grateful for you being here and talking to our viewers about so much. I feel like there was so much information that was packed into this, with nutrition, with health and beauty and mental health, just like everything in one. So tell my viewers, how do they find you?
So you can go onto my website that's listed below, Brandy Marie Family and Aesthetic, or familyaesthetic.com. We do have the email. We also have a contact us here link. I try to be very good about staying up on that because I know how important it is. When you're reaching for help, you need that help now. And so I really try to stay on top of it. You could also call us at 801-528-4033. If I need to say, let me know and I'll repeat it.
Okay, so you said
801.
Okay.
528-4033. And we'd love to hear from you. We also do IV infusions, vitamin IV infusions. Those have been instrumental in helping our COVID patients, along with patient supportive care, really the patient seeing what's going on. It's been really quite a pleasure to try to do something during this pandemic when a lot of the larger Thanks. It's not the doctors. I want you guys to know this. It's not the doctor. It's really whoever runs that clinic has decided, hey, either we're going to accept COVID patients or we're not. And typically they don't, because they don't want to scare off the patients that are so fearful. We try to be very respectful. We take them right into a room. So I just want you to know, like, at a risk of getting infected or whatnot. And so we take it very seriously, no matter if it's COVID or the flu or a cold or pneumonia. Whatever it is, we take it very seriously because we know people have fear surrounding this now.
Yeah.
Really something, because the larger clinics have been told they cannot, to the providers. And so just know it's not that your provider doesn't love you or wants to treat you. It's just their hands are tied.
Yeah.
On clinic, I can make the decision. And my staff is all on board with me. They really like that we're doing something. So
Yes. Okay. So at the end of every show, we usually celebrate in the beginning. I feel like I know this is airing on Valentine's Day, so celebrating Valentine's Day today. But then also, if leaving the viewers, my amazing viewers, with action steps this week, what would be Brandy's first action step to leave our viewers with?
So something you said earlier really stuck with me, and it's true. I read it, it's been shown that your healthcare is more influenced by the surroundings you surround yourself with, whether it's your community, your environment, your home, your friends, your whatever it is. It's more influenced by that than anything else. So be the change. I love the saying, you want to see in this world. So if you want change, make that change happen. I love that saying. The next one I would say is understand what you're eating and why. Why are you putting artificial things in your body that your body doesn't recognize? So understand why you eat what you eat, whether it's on a mental level, physical level, habitual level, which is behavioral. So understand the why behind what you put in your body.
I love this.
And, really the last one is just love yourself, take care of yourself. Provider, you should see a provider every 6 months. If you're not on medicine, you should see your provider at least once a year. Mental health is important, whether it's through therapy and a combination of some Western medications. So it's really important. Live your best life,
Yeah, I love this too, because it's like we take our cars in to get them maintained, right? You have an oil change on your car, so it makes sense that you go and see your provider to get your levels and things checked in your body. Yeah, and with your mental health as well. And with mental health, I would say probably more than a year. Like, don't you would want to go more often than 6 months or a year for mental health.
Yeah, and we tailor it to each patient.
Oh, I love that. So yeah, because I forget, you guys offer everything.
You
guys are the one-stop shop for health and beauty.
Very interesting health experience myself, and I just know that I'm multifaceted, and so I know that I'm not alone. And those are the patients flocking to me because they are so, it's like the layers of the onion. What does Shrek say? You're just peeling away the layers of the onion.
Yeah.
And so it's true. We just have all these layers. We're complex individuals.
I love this. I just want to thank you so much for
So welcome.
The opportunity for me to learn, for our viewers to learn and grow. And you guys, I am going to go over in a tribe of giants and as always do a post. So if you are open to it, go over and share what you're celebrating today. Go share your 3 action steps that you're taking this week. And then also what accountability and support that you are needing. I will be there in the tribe to support where I can. Brandy, this has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. I love you so much. I can't believe we've known each other since high school and we still have the relationship that I can message you to do something as crazy as this with me. And you're like, okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes,
All right.
but I'm out. I'm on. Got it, girl.
I know. You're like, what are we even doing? Okay.
I don't know what a podcast is until now.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful that I got to be your first. So thank you for allowing me this privilege.
You're welcome.
I'm inspired with what you're doing for our community and impacting the planet on a global level. So
I hope so. And I do televisits. So if somebody is out of state and they
what about out of the country? I've got girls right now that I've been referring to. Like I have girls in Australia, Canada. Some of our viewers are from Canada and Australia, India. So I can send them to you as well.
Right. Unfortunately, out of the country, I can't prescribe any medicines. I can do some medicines out of state, but not a lot. So if you're wanting a provider to help or give you some guidance, would like to schedule a visit, you guys are welcome. I'm happy to do a telehealth with you.
Perfect. Yay. That makes me so happy because my friends out of the country, they haven't been getting prescribed anything, but they've needed to talk to providers here in the States. So I love that you're available for that.
Well, I don't care where they live. If we need to talk through the phone, I'm fine with it.
I love this.
And our cash prices are not anything that'll break your leg. So, or
affordable healthcare.
I believe people should be afforded good care no matter what.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, you guys. The tools, support, and accountability you need to live your happiest, healthy life is beyond the purple door. Will you open it?